a group coaching model versus, I don't know, like, because it'd be wrong of me to say, because I think I started I became an entrepreneur in like 2009, I think. So I don't know anything about those. Like, I know about recessions, but I've never been through one. So I can't speak from experience, but I can imagine what would happen.
Just revenue going down.
Spending dries up. That's what happens. It's harder to get customers. But also at the same time, prices go down for things, which is kind of good. But only if you've got enough money, right? So like the game is like, it's kind of like musical chairs. Just make sure you get a damn chair. Honestly, when the music stops, have a chair. Then you can have some fun.
And by a chair,
you
just saying...
land on your ass on the ground.
You saying cash in the bank?
Yeah. That's the key. It's actually a great time for you if you have money. Because everything's cheap. Like, you can buy, like I'm sure the ads will get cheaper. I'm sure like wages and like compensation will go down. Hunger for working harder will go up. Like, the prices of assets will go down a lot. Like, you can buy things for cheap. And yeah, if you're like in a good position. I think the worst thing that gets people is always the lifestyle. That's what gets everybody. So if you just work to keep your lifestyle simple, and you also have lean cost structure in your business, like, the thing about ads is you don't need to spend the same amount of money on ads every day, right? You can reduce that, but you want to be able to like keep payroll, rent, and like operational expenses, and then your personal life, you need to pay for all of that. And you need to know what that number is per month, and you need to be able to easily do that. Because your personal life is very, very like inefficient, because if you spend money, then that's tax, like that's income money. So like, let's say you buy some fancy car and the car costs like 100K. I learned this the hard way. Then that 100K, to get it out of the company, it needs to go through the tax barrier. So that's going to really be like 150K really, right? So you're not really burning that, you're burning that. And then you're buying something that basically is immediately going to be worth like 80. And then it's going to depreciate down, and then it's going to require insurance, which is like, and repairs and shit, which is going to add to its loss. But also this 150K could have been fed back into the machine. And that could have really turned into like 400K, but it didn't. It's now turned into like 80K that's going down. So like, you're already looking at like 320 grand loss on month 2, really. But the biggest way you get done with this is then to enjoy this piece of shit, you've got to use it. And that takes your time. So you're getting fucked on like 8 dimensions. Honestly, like it really makes, when I started to look at it that way, I was like, I hate this thing. Get it out of my life immediately. So like, whereas if you leave it in, it doesn't pass the tax barrier, like you still get the corporate tax, right? But that's like a lot less. And then you can keep feeding it back around and growing it so it gets less tax and it grows instead of shrinks, and then it doesn't take up all your time and need insurance and maintenance, and it doesn't have depreciation. So like, yeah, but do you see what I mean about like, that's how you get really done on the personal life. Like that's the one that gets you. So the smaller you shrink that, that's a great way to like, plus it also does, you don't have any stress.
Well, most of our expenses are ads, like 89% are ads.
Yeah, those ones are like, but those ones are like not, they're like more optional. why the lifestyle ones are terrible is because like you get used to them, and then like you've got to keep feeding that beast. So like, and plus they have a tendency to creep. You know what I mean? So like you're trying to fight that back too.